welcome to the show. I'm Carly and this is John. Well, we have got something truly special in store for you today because we are combining your cruise holiday with a trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train. Now, this is the train that travels from Banff to Vancouver and Vancouver to Banff, traveling through the beautiful Rocky Mountains. It really is an incredible journey, and we're combining it with a cruise around Alaska on two different 5-star cruise ships. Need I say more? Now, there's a gentleman I am sat right next to who's fortunate enough to have been on the Rocky Mountaineer train, so he's going to tell us a little bit more about it. Here's John.
Thanks so much indeed, Carly. Well, the Rocky Mountaineer for me was an experience that I'll never forget. It was not what I was expecting, and that's in a good way, if you know what I mean. First of all, you don't sleep on the train, which surprised me. I thought, there'll be, couchettes and stuff like that. No, it is a luxury train. What you do get on board is you get breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, and then there's an open bar on board all the time as well. What you also get is service like you've never had before. The food is incredible. It's actually cooked on the train. And then when you come to overnight, what happens is the train pulls into a place called Kamloops, and there are coaches waiting to take you, and you get off the train just straight onto the coach, and they whisk you to a hotel. Now, your luggage is taken from when you get on the train, and the next time you see it, it's in your hotel room. Then the next morning when you're leaving your hotel room, you just leave your luggage in the room. You go back to the train, and when you get to your next hotel, your luggage is magically in your room again. It's incredible. I don't know how they do it. To be honest with you, I don't care on the intricacies, but it's great the way they do it. And then there's the scenery. Oh my goodness, there's the scenery. There's the camaraderie of it all as well, because people get up and talk and chat, and it's an incredible. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. Yet these holidays, they're not what you'd call everyday holidays. They are holidays. They're what I call event holidays. If you can afford it, if you're coming up to a special anniversary or birthday or something like that in your life, do it. Do it, do it, do it. You'll never forget it, and you'll never, ever regret it.
Well, these are Vision Choice holidays that we've got for you today, and you know what that means. We have put them together especially for you, and you can't get them anywhere else. So we're combining lots of different things. There is so much included in the prices. Stay tuned. And this first one, we are combining your trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train with a cruise on the Star Princess. So first of all, let's take a little look at what you could be expecting on the Rocky Mountaineer.
Now, this is the train station in Vancouver. This is where I joined in. I travelled from Vancouver up to Banff, and this is how you get piped onto the train. They have a special whistle to blow everybody towards it. Then everyone gets selfies with the piper, obviously. And then you get on board the train, and my goodness me, I mean, it is stunning. It is stunning. This is the flatland as you going out of Vancouver, but suddenly you started to get into the Rockies. See what I mean by everyone standing up and chatting and talking, and the bars keep coming up and down, and it is just wonderful. Absolutely incredible. And they have the staff on board, the train manager that really helps you out, and they keep you up to date with all the different things that you're passing, and little piece of interest.
A daylight train that travels from Vancouver into the Rockies or in the opposite direction, so really showcasing a lot of the scenery and the changing scenery as we go from more that coastal side of BC and then head into the Rockies. So you're going through the coastal rainforest, semi-arid desert, and then up into the mountain terrain. And it will, while we're traveling through those different terrains, we're also talking about the history and the stories and everything that from those different places and points that we're passing through. So we're really getting to showcase BC, so British Columbia and Alberta to its best.
Now you can see she has a little bit of an earpiece in there. That's because they've got lookouts around the train looking out for all the different things that are happening, like the bears and stuff. So they tell everybody, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, on the right hand side, there's a bear and a cub, stuff like that, and the train actually slows down. And there are sights that you see here that you can't see any other way because there's no other way getting there. It's so, it's so sparse. There's only the railway line there, and it's just one rail track And what happens is, when you've got to cross trains, you pull in and the other train passes and then you carry on. Look at the waterfalls. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. It really is.
Welcome to the Caribbean Princess, a mid-sized ship with a very interesting fact, because actress Jill Whelan from The Love Boat christened this ship, and that fact alone makes me want to find out more. Why? Because I love The Love Boat. Whether you're a first-time cruiser or a seasoned cruiser, we all have tons of questions. So head to guest services or shore excursions. I promise there's somebody always on hand who has the answer. There are many different grades of stateroom on board, from an inside to a full suite. Now this one is a deluxe balcony and it's really well appointed. Look at all this wardrobe space. Ooh, I mean, I could even fit all my things in here, and how long the drop is. Just long enough for my evening gown for the formal evening, and enough room for my numerous pairs of shoes. And the best bit, obviously, is the balcony. For me, a holiday is sitting outside and taking in the views and the great outdoors. We all know that cruising can work up a bit of a thirst, but here's the problem. There are so many bars to choose from. I'm at the Crown Grill for some speciality dining, and looking at the decor, it's old-time New York charm throughout. Yes, they do mouth-watering steaks, but don't worry if that's not your thing, because there's seafood, lobster and all sorts of amazing things on the menu as well. On Princess Cruises, they want you to come back new. And I'll be honest, I feel like I'm coming back new even from this small whistle-stop door. Okay, where's the nightclub? There are several formal dining rooms, the Palm Dining Room being one, with traditional dining at the same time with attentive service. The ship runs age-appropriate activities, so from 3 to 17 years, they've got it covered, which means you've got peace of mind and you can indulge in what you want.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? And so that's your cruise, and wait till you see where you're going on the cruise as well. You know, the whole idea of this holiday, it's the Rocky Mountains and Alaskan stars. We're talking here of the 30th of April next year for 30 nights. This is based on Gatwick flights. We can do other airports as well. Going to fly you out from Gatwick to Calgary. That's where we're going to transfer you to Banff. Now, Banff is one of the most beautiful places on the face of this earth, just to be full stopped on that. And you're going to love it. I'm going to put you up there in the Caribou Lodge and Spa there on a room-only basis overnight. You're going to wake up and the fresh air is going to be lovely. The next morning, then you're going to join the Rocky Mountaineer train. This, you're going to have breakfast, lunch and afternoon tea on board, plus snacks and drinks. And the scenery is stunning today. Absolutely stunning. About tea time, you'll get into Kamloops. This is where you'll get off the train, onto the coaches. You'll get to your hotel room. Your cases are in your room. You'll overnight there. Then early the next morning, you get the bus back to the train. You have breakfast on the train again, and we carry on with the beautiful countryside, lunch, afternoon tea, the drinks and everything like this carries on till you get to Vancouver about tea time. That's where we're going to transfer you to the Georgian Court Hotel, where you're going to be staying for 2 nights in Vancouver. That's on a room-only basis. Now, Vancouver is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to in my life. And do you know what? It is just incredibly. There's the water there with the seaplanes taking off and landing. It's gorgeous. Then we join the Star Princess. Now, this is on a full board basis. And we're going to cruise out. Our first port of call is Skagway. Now, this is an old town where they used to pant for gold. And do you know what? It's still like a Wild West town. It's incredible. Then we went to Juneau. This is the state capital. And it's, well, don't expect, you know, like a big city. It's not. It's rustic. And this way you can go and see the husky dogs and things like that. Then we're into Ketchikan. Now, what you've got to go and do, you've got to go and see the Lumberjack show while you're there. It's a must. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's really good. And there's loads of different things to say. And then we're going to have scenic cruising through Alaska and back into Vancouver. That's where we're going to meet you back off the ship and take you back to the airport and fly you back to the UK. That scenic cruising is absolutely incredible. You see things like whales and eagles, and it's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a holiday. What a holiday. And I tell you what, you'll need a camera. You will need a camera. Yeah, I know it's £2,899, but it's one of those holidays that includes so much, and you'll come back with so much to talk about. We've included all your flights, all your overseas transfers. You're going to get your stay at the Caribou Lodge Hotel and Spa in Banff. Then you've got the Rocky Mountaineer train from Banff to Vancouver, including an overnight stop in Kamloops. Then you get your 2 nights at the Georgian Court Hotel in Vancouver on a room-only basis, and then 7 nights on board the Star Princess. Absolutely the holiday of a lifetime. That's all I can describe it as, the holiday of a lifetime. You'll come back with so many stories, so many new friends as well. Really so many new friends, and also photographs that you want to keep. You know, when I got back from this holiday, I was boring everyone in the office. They nearly put me in a room by myself and said, John, get on with it. Because there was just so much to say. It's the stories you come back with. If you want the story of a lifetime, if you want the adventure of a lifetime, this is the holiday, and that's the number. Remember, you can't book it anywhere else.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, if you are a wildlife enthusiast, then this is the holiday for you. Imagine what you could see from the train, maybe eagles, bears, and then you're on an Alaskan cruise, the chance to see things like whales. There's so much opportunity to see some wonderful wildlife, and you could be having those experiences. Let's have a little sail back through the details. So we're going to be flying you out to Calgary, where we're going to transfer you to Banff, where you've got your 2-night stay at the Caribou Lodge. When you're in Banff, head up the main street. There are some lovely restaurants, and it is such a friendly place to visit. I absolutely loved it. Then from there, we're going to be joining the Rocky Mountaineer train and heading out from Banff, and you've got that wonderful scenery through the Rockies before we arrive into Kamloops, where you'll have your 1-night stay. Then we'll rejoin the train, make sure you charged your camera overnight, and we'll carry on through to Vancouver. This is where we'll take you from the train, and you'll have your 2-night stay at the Georgian Court Hotel. Definitely head to Stanley Park. It's wonderful to wander around, and the Capilano Suspension Bridge is wonderful as well. Then we're going to be transferring you to the Star Princess. You'll sail out from Vancouver, sail Glacier Bay National Park, and we are into Skagway. Gorgeous landscapes, lots of wildlife sightings, and you can meet the dog sledding huskies as well while you're there. Then we're into Juneau. Wildlife thrives here because it's only accessible by air and sea. Then we're into Ketchikan. Maybe try some freshly caught salmon while you're there, or hike up Deer Mountain before we sail back into Vancouver and fly you back to the UK. And all of that from fares of £2,899. Don't forget, this is luxury cruising and that wonderful trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train. What more could you want? Give us a call on 0800 655 6449. Well, we're going to move on to our next itinerary now, and this is May next year. And again, we're combining that trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train with a cruise with Holland America on the New Amsterdam. These are beautiful cruise ships. So let's take another little look of what you could be expecting on the Rocky Mountaineer.
Well, after a night in Kamloops, it's time to rejoin the Rocky Mountaineer as we continue our adventure through the Rockies. Let's go.
What inspires to create the menu is pretty much the guest experience, the product we have, what we want to give to our guests. In a train is pretty much a unique experience of what is the Canadian cuisine, what is the West Coast cuisine. We will use all of the product as much as we can from British Columbia and from Alberta, showcase all of our beautiful harvest and the wine from our beautiful British Columbia and of course, the meat from Alberta and vegetables from the Fraser Valley. As you're going to the journey with the train, well, you're going to start, if you're starting from Vancouver, you will see all of the beautiful farm when we get all of the berries. Strawberries are on now. Later on, you're going to have blueberries, you're going to have all of the blackberries. Then you have all of the chicken, you will have all of the salmon, the prawns, spot prawn, you're right on it now. So that's the way, what we try to achieve and we try to give to our guests is what we do at the best in Canadian cuisine in our products. So how we do? Well, it's pretty simple. In our kitchen, well, is pretty much big as some kitchen we can have in a restaurant in Vancouver. It's well designed. Everybody's got their position. Everybody's got their counter space. You know, you have to be organized, and that's pretty much the key. But otherwise, we are a restaurant in a train, and all of our guests can have different multi-choice, between the fish, between the meat, between vegetarian. So that's the experience we offer to our guests, and pretty much, you know, it's like a restaurant. We're cooking to order, à la carte, like any fine dining room in the world.
Now this is located right in the heart of the ship. We've got reception just to the side of me here. We're open from 8 o'clock in the morning for breakfast, and then from 11:30 you can get snacks, and all of these snacks are all complimentary, included in the price of your holiday. Things like sandwiches and cakes. Well, talking of cakes, there's the Connings ball, which I'm looking forward to having later on, which is like a huge profiterole. But before all that, I've got myself a little snack. Got myself some fries, some mayonnaise, as you do, and some peanut butter, which is something a little bit different. I'm looking forward to this. I'm just finished these. You can have a look around the ship. Welcome to the main dining room here on board. Now you can pop here of course for breakfast, but of course this is where evening meal is served, and I experienced the gala night the other evening, and that was a grand affair. Now tonight I'm here for the smart casual night, so you can see in my attire, this is typically what you can wear on a smart casual evening. Well, this is one of my favourite areas of the ship. This is the Lido Marketplace. This is the help yourself buffet option. And of course, you must come here when you step on board. Come into the buffet, it's the law of the sea for the first thing that you must do. Now, each of the areas is split up into different like marketplace areas. This is the place you can get sushi and noodles. There's a place you can get fresh meat. There's a place you can get sweet desserts like I found here as well. Salads, everything you could possibly think of. You'll find it here in the Lido Marketplace. I just don't know where to start first. Well, this is one of my favourite areas. This is gelato. You can come here. It's on the Lido deck, right by the pool, and you can come for an ice cream. Can I get a strawberry waffle cone, please? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I'll enjoy this. See you later. Welcome to the Culinary Arts Centre on board. Now you can come here for just a cover charge and create a 5-course dinner with the chef. The show's about to begin, so I'm just going to get my seat. Welcome to Club Howell on board. Now this is for children. They can have fun throughout the day. Now you can bring your child here aged between 3 and 6 and they'll go in the kids area, between 7 and 12 and they'll go in tweens, and between 13 and 17 they can go in the loft area. Whichever area they go in, they will have fun making things, designing things, playing games, and more importantly making new friends whilst you enjoy your cruise holiday.
looks a magnificent ship, doesn't it? It really does. These are the sort of things, though, that now come into reality that you can actually do. This is the Alaska and the Rocky Mountaineer train. Once again, now we're talking going on the 1st of May here for 12 nights. Now, this is based on Heathrow flights. We can add in regional flights. Call us, we'll quote you separately. We're going to fly you out to Calgary and once again transfer you to Banff. Now, that's where you can have overnight in Banff at the Caribou Lodge. A lovely hotel that you're really going to enjoy. Overnight there, and early next morning we're going to then join the Rocky Mountaineer train. Once again, this week we're going to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, the open bar, and the views to die for. The views really are, I mean, you'll be taking pictures all day long. You'll be chatting to people, meeting people, and wowing and oohing. And then in the early evening, you get to Kamloops. That's where, once again, you get transferred to a hotel. You go to your room. Your luggage is already in your room. You'll overnight in Kamloops. Early next morning, you go back onto the train, have breakfast on board the train, and it continues through with the commentary and the laughter and the fun and the views and the sights. And then we get to Vancouver. Oh my goodness me, you'll just be amazed. Then we've got 2 nights at the Georgian Court Hotel in Vancouver. And there's so much to see. That attraction there is called Fly Canada. And it's incredible. You've got to go and have a go of it. And, there's Pimlico Park there as well with the suspension bridges. You've got to go and do that. Then we join the New Amsterdam. Now, Holland America Line have special access to places in Canada that no other cruise line can go. Our first port of call is Juneau, state capital once again. You can only get there by sea or by air. You can't drive there. It's just incredible to wander around the countryside. Then we're into Skagway. This is like going back to a frontier land. It really is. It's like going back to the Wild West. Just to walk the streets, incredible. Then to Ketchikan. Do you know there's more totem poles in Ketchikan than anywhere else in North America? It's got to be seen to be believed. The whole area. And then we go scenic cruising. And you've got Alaska Rangers on board the train. You've got Alaska Rangers on board the train to show it all to you. It really is incredible. And then we're going to fly you back to the UK, to Heathrow. At this sort of price, yeah, 2,699. For what you've got, it's great value for money. It's fantastic value for money. Yeah, I've never said it was cheap. It's not cheap. It's great value for money for what you get. If you can afford it, I'd say give it a go. Because it's the holiday, you have to say it, it's the holiday of a lifetime. I thought that when I went. And you know what? Now I've been, I want to go again. I'm the greedy kid in the chocolate shop, you know what I mean? I want more. Please, sir, can I have some more? And I think you'll be the same as well.
Absolutely. I know I am. I honeymooned in Canada and I absolutely loved it. And we've promised ourselves for our 10-year anniversary, we're going back. And I definitely want to be on that Rocky Mountaineer train. Imagine the experiences you are going to come back with. If you're getting married in April, or like John said, have got a special anniversary, what a wonderful way to celebrate, and one you will never ever forget. Let's have another little sail back through those details. So we are going to be flying you out to Calgary, where we'll transfer you to Banff, and you've got your 1-night stay at the Caribou Lodge. Head up Sulphur Mountain while you're there, and then when you get to the bottom, have a dip in the hot springs. It's absolutely wonderful. Then we are going to join the Rocky Mountaineer train and travel out from Banff. Really spectacular views from the train and all that wonderful experiences on board that you're going to have. Then we're into Kamloops for your night. Then we'll rejoin the train and carry on your tour through to Vancouver. Once we get to Vancouver, you got your 2-night stay at the Georgian Court Hotel. There's lots to do in Vancouver. Definitely head through Stanley Park and watch the seaplanes down at the harbour. Then we'll transfer to the Holland America Line New Amsterdam and sail from Vancouver to Juneau. This is where you could do glacier walking or whale watching and perhaps take a helicopter tour. Then we're into Skagway, brimming with history and home to the Klondike National Park. Then we'll sail Glacier Bay into Ketchikan. This is where you could do a canopy adventure through the treetops and look out for things like bears. How amazing would that that be? Then we'll be doing scenic cruising through the Inside Passage back into Vancouver, and that's where we'll fly you back to the UK, and all of that from fares of £2,699. So of course that includes your 5-star cruising experience and the wonderful trip on the Rocky Mountaineer, plus you get stay in Banff, which really is a beautiful place to visit, and of course you've got your 2 nights in Vancouver as well. This really is a wonderful holiday and one you should not miss out on. I'm sure you've got lots of questions. Get yourself on the phone and speak to one of our dedicated team on 0800 655 6449. But from myself and from John, it's time for us to go. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget, carry on cruising. See you.
You've been watching a commercial presentation on behalf of Vision Cruise.